Today, our conversation will be with Mike Armstrong, local musician, Carrboro, Chapel Hill, North Carolina area. Plays guitar in many different genres. Also plays in a couple bands around town. So we just like to ask him a few questions about his guitar playing and some of his insights into music. Um, and so we welcome Mike Armstrong. Mike, when and why did you start playing, and what instruments do you play?
Well, I play guitar, and I started playing. I was around a lot of friends who were musicians growing up when I was a teenager. I didn't start playing until high school, and I really liked watching them play, and it was kind of magical to me. And also looking at professional musicians, like I remember listening to Eric Clapton and Jimmy Page and Duane Allman, and wanting to be able to do what they were doing.
And did you start playing rock and roll? Is that the style you went to? And how did your evolution of your playing styles develop?
Well, I'd started out playing rock, I guess, like a lot of kids that grew up in the suburbs, in the '70s. That's what you did. But I also really got into folk music a lot, and started playing acoustic guitar more. And then later on, I started getting into bluegrass and into jazz, and those are my main focuses now.
Have you had formal teaching, or have you done most of it on your own? How do you go about learning songs and just learning how to play?
And I've had formal lessons. I think I've had 3 different teachers, and then I took a number of non-major guitar courses in college, classical guitar, which I ended up not pursuing, but it taught me a lot about technique. So, and now I learn a lot. It's a great thing about the information age and technologies. I learn a lot of things online, and there's so many great players that are sharing things, both free and for payment online, which makes it great. And I do a lot of learning of new things like that now.
And I know you're in a couple bands. You want to speak about 2 groups, the 2 main groups you play with, and kind of music that you play?
Yeah, I'm in a band that plays Grateful Dead music, and that's an electric band, and that is, the band that I make the most money playing with. It's in most of the band. I also play in a duo that does, we do Grateful Dead music also, but a lot of different kinds of things. And then one of my favorite things is I'm kind of in a living room band with some people I work with, and we just kind of get together, and it's both social and musical, so that's always really fun.
All right, Mike, one of the songs that you shared with me was Wildwood Flower. Would you like to talk a little bit about that song?
Yeah, it's interesting. I love playing old fiddle tunes, kind of in the Doc Watson, Norman Blake style. And they all have really interesting stories, and they may be, urban legend, who knows. But one of the stories about Wildwood Flower is that if you were going to buy a really nice guitar, if you were in the mountains of North Carolina, in like the 1930s, and you were going to go buy a Martin guitar, for example, the person at the music store would make you sit down and play Wildwood Flower in order to get the right to purchase a really nice guitar, because they wouldn't just sell it to anybody. So that may be one of the reasons that song's covered so much, but it's a very beautiful old melody.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Armstrong, for talking with us today and sharing some of your thoughts and insights into music and some of the things that you're doing around town. We really appreciate the time that you've taken to be with us today.